part 20 po ng ating Science Majorship Enrichment Questions. Start po tayo sa number 1. What enzyme is responsible for carbon fixation in the Calvin cycle? Letter A, Rubisco. Letter B, ATP synthase. Letter C, phosphofructokinase. And letter D, NADP plus reductase. Pwede po natin i-pause yung video to answer. Ang answer po natin sa number 1 ay Rubisco. So mag-eliminate po muna tayo. Letter D, NADP plus reductase. So galing na rin sa term niya na nagre-reduce siya ng NADP plus. Tapos, napaform yung NADPH. So, reduction ng NADP plus to NADPH. Next, yung phosphofructokinase or PFK. Ito naman po, enzyme siya sa glycolysis. So, involved siya sa glucose breakdown. Okay? Next, yung ATP synthase. From the term itself, ATP synthase, sa production ng ATP. Galing saan? Sa ADP and sa inorganic phosphate. Okay? Next, yung Rubisco. Kahit yung CO na lang po yung tandaan natin kasi sa fixation niya ng carbon, sa pag-capture ng carbon dioxide, ano nangyayari during the Calvin cycle. Ang Rubisco also, siya yung most abundant, okay? Siya po yung most abundant enzyme in the world. Okay? So, Rubisco. Mahaba po yung name niya, no? Yung ribulose 1,5 phosphate carboxylase or oxygenase, no? And then, ito po yung nagka-catalyze ng first step natin sa photosynthesis. Next, number 2. In CAM plants or CAM plants, what is the advantage of nocturnal carbon dioxide uptake? Letter A, enhance ATP production. Letter B, reduce water loss. Letter C, increase chlorophyll concentration. And letter D, faster growth rate. Ang answer po natin dito ay reduced water loss. So, ano po ba yung examples ng CAM or CAM plants? Actually, ang ang definition niyan is crushylation, acid, metabolism, plants. Bakit? Kasi at night, ino-open nila yung stomata nila para mag-capture ng carbon dioxide. Now, yung carbon dioxide, siyempre, magkakaroon ng carbon fixation. Ini-store nila yun sa mga vacuole nila in the form of acids. Okay? Mga organic acids. Like for example, yung malic acid. Okay? So, yan po yan. Ang example ng mga CEM na yan is yung cactus, tsaka yung mga succulents. Okay? Next, number 3. Which structure in the angiosperm ovule develops into the seed coat? Letter A, nucellus. Letter B, integument. Letter C, funiculus. Letter D, chalaza. Ang answer po natin ay letter B, integument. Again, recall po natin na kapag ovule, nagde-develop siya into seeds. Okay? And then yung ovary ng mga angiosperm nagde-develop into fruits. Now, yung seed coat, part lang siya ng nitong seed. Okay? Ang ibang tawag natin sa seed coat is testa. Although, ang seed coat, meron niyang, kumbaga may dalawang parts yan, yung testa and the tegmen. Tegmen yung nasa loob, testa yung outermost. So, ang integument, siya po yung nagde-develop into seed coat. Ang nucellus, ito naman yung nagpo-provide ng food. Okay? Ang funiculus naman, ito yung stalk na nagko-connect sa ovule and sa ovary. Kumbaga, sa humans, ang version ng mga mother niyan is yung umbilical cord. Okay? Ang chalaza naman, ito yung point of attachment or region of attachment. Kasi, dito nagmi-meet si nucellus, integument, and funiculus. Okay? Next, number 4. What term describes a mutation that causes a gene product to be non-functional? Letter A, silent mutation. Letter B, missense mutation. Letter C, nonsense mutation. And letter D, sensible mutation. Ang answer po natin ay letter C, nonsense mutation. So, dito naman po tayo sa mutation. Kapag silent mutation, silent siya, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ng mutation pero walang change in amino acid. Okay? So, no change in amino acid. Kapag missense mutation, okay, nagkakaroon ng alteration ng isang amino acid pero still, pwede pa rin mag-function siya. Kapag sensible mutation, di naman natin yan naririnig sa ganitong mga topic. And yung nonsense mutation, dito na nagkakaroon ng stop codon. Kapag nagkaroon ng stop codon, prematurely, maliit. No? Maliit yung ating polypeptide. So, that is nonsense mutation. Non-functional. Next, number 5. What is the primary function of the adrenal glands in animals? Letter A, regulating metabolism. Letter B, producing stress hormones. Letter C, controlling blood sugar. And letter D, synthesizing digestive enzymes. Ang answer po natin sa number 5 ay producing stress hormones. So yung letter A, regulation ng metabolism, ano po yung gumagawa niyan? Yung thyroid. Okay? Yung controlling blood sugar, alam na po natin yan, pancreas. Pancreas. And then, yung synthesizing ng digestive enzymes, pasok pa rin dyan yung pancreas and syempre yung stomach natin. Okay? And then, yung mga stomach glands natin. So, letter B, producing stress hormone. Ito na yung function, primary function ng adrenal glands natin. So, for example, yung pag-release ng cortisol, yung epinephrine, no, para sa management of stress. Dito papasok yan. Okay? So, next, number 6. In a pedigree analysis, if a trait is autosomal dominant, what can be said about an affected individual's parent? Letter A, at least one parent must be affected. Letter B, both parents must be affected. Letter C, neither parent is affected. And letter D, it cannot be determined. Ang answer po natin ay letter A, at least one parent must be affected. So, ang tinutukoy po dito is yung autosomal dominant. Okay? Kapag autosomal dominant, no, compare natin siya sa autosomal recessive. Kapag autosomal dominant, ang mga affected dyan is yung homozygous dominant, yung heterozygous, yung dalawa. Okay? Tapos, unaffected naman, yung homozygous recessive. Ito yung unaffected. Okay? So, ang requirement natin kapag autosomal dominant yung trait, at least one parent must be affected. Not necessarily na both parents ay affected. Okay? Kapag autosomal recessive naman, yung homozygous recessive, siya naman yung affected. Okay? Now, ano yung similarities ng autosomal dominant at autosomal recessive? Similarities nila, pareha silang hindi sex-linked. Ibig sabihin, equal chances sa male and female na makuha yung ganitong trait. Okay? And then, kapag autosomal dominant, merong walang skipping of generation. So, all generations affected. Kapag autosomal recessive, pwede magkaroon ng skipping of generation. Okay? So, next, number 7. Which genetic principle explains why traits can have a continuous distribution such as height? Letter A, Mendelian inheritance. Letter B, polygenic inheritance. Letter C, complete dominance. And letter D, pleiotropy. Ang answer po natin ay letter B, polygenic inheritance. Bakit po mali si Mendelian inheritance? Ang Mendelian inheritance, nagfo-focus siya sa single gene trait. Okay? Single gene trait. Ibig sabihin, discrete yung mga categories natin. Meron kang dominant, nandyan, meron kang recessive. Hindi siya nagpa-focus sa continuous variation. Okay? So, yung letter C naman, complete dominance, hindi nga kasi kapag complete dominance, meron kang isang allele na nagmamask dun sa another allele. So, binary traits pa rin yung dinidescribe ng complete dominance. Ang pleiotropy naman, actually, dalawa lang yung choices natin dyan, yung pleiotropy tsaka polygenic inheritance. Pero ang pleiotropy, meron kang isang gene, okay, single gene, pero naaapektuhan niya yung multiple traits. Okay? So, pwedeng meron kang trait dito, let's say trait 1, trait 2, trait 3, etc. Okay? So, single gene nakaka-apekto sa iba't ibang traits. Now, kapag polygenic inheritance, from the word poly, okay, anong meron dyan? Meron kang continuous distribution. Okay? Anong example ng polygenic inheritance? Height. Diba? Iba-iba ang height. Weight. Hindi naman pwede na dalawa lang ang weight ng tao. Ano pa yung skin color? No? Na nasa spectrum. So, dahil dyan, polygenic inheritance po yung answer natin. Next, number 8. Which facultative intracellular bacterium causes typhoid fever? Letter A, Shigella dysenteria. Letter B, Salmonella typhi. Letter B, Listeria monocytogenes. And letter D, Vibrio cholerae. Ang answer po natin ay letter B, Salmonella typhi. So, ito naman po, makikita na po natin dito sa specific epithet niya, no? Ito, typhoid. Nasa word na rin. Next, number 9. Which method is commonly used to sterilize laboratory media? Letter A, filtration. Letter B, autoclaving. Letter C, incubation. Letter D, centrifugation. So, ang answer po natin dito ay autoclaving. Ito po yung ginagamit natin. Mataas yung temperature, tapos may pressure para mamatay yung mga microbes at mga spores. Ang filtration, nagre-remove siya ng microbe pero hindi siya nag-sterilize ng mga solids, no? Napasok dito sa laboratory media. Ang incubation naman, hindi yan sa sa sterilization, sa growth yan. And then sa centrifugation naman, ito yung, 'di ba, separation technique to sa pag-separate ng precipitate dun sa liquid part niya through differences in density. Okay? So that's our answer, autoclaving. Next, number 10, what is the term for the process of bone formation? Letter A, ossification. Letter B, osteoclasis. Letter B, calcification. Letter D, chondrogenesis. Ang answer po natin ay letter A, ossification. Ang ossification, ito po yung formation na ng bone from cartilage or mesenchyme. Kapag osteoclasis naman po, yung clasis kasi is breaking. So, kumbaga, actually ginagamit ito minsan sa intentional binibreak yung bone para i-correct yung mga deformities. Ang calcification naman po, ito na yung deposition ng mga calcium salts. Ito ion to, pero nagpo-form ng mga iba't ibang salts. Then yung chondrogenesis naman po, genesis start pa rin, ibig sabihin origin, pero sa cartilage to. So sa cartilage formation. Okay? So that's it for our part 20.